just for a sec, because just stop there for a second. Right?
For a second.
Yeah, so I can date Do you want to raise the? Okay. Go ahead.
Good morning. Welcome to our service from the Unitarian Society of Northampton and Florence. I'm Emily Acker-Quintana. I'm the congregation's vice president and a member of the worship committee. It is wonderful to see you here this morning, both those in the Great Hall and online. Thank you to everyone who is helping make the service happen this morning. If you are new or returning after a time away, we're very glad you're here. Feel free to fill out a blue welcome card, which you could put in the offering plate later in the service. There is also an online version that you'll find through the link in our chat. We'll put you on our email list so you can receive information about all of our activities. We stream our services on Zoom and YouTube, where they are available for viewing through our website. There is a camera in the balcony that looks down on the Great Hall and shows people's heads from the back, as well as a long view of the front of the sanctuary. We will use that camera for parts of the story this morning and for our water ceremony. We understand that some people may prefer not to be seen on camera, and we suggest that you choose one of the 4 or 5 rows in the back of the hall, if that's the case. We strive to be a congregation that welcomes people of all ages, races, religions, beliefs, backgrounds, sexual orientations, gender identities, and abilities. We belong to the Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations, and we are guided and inspired by its values and principles. Our values and principles move us to remember that those of us in the Pioneer Valley live on the unceded homeland of the Pecumtuck, Nonotuck, and Western Nipmuc peoples. Those values remind us to acknowledge our responsibility to confront the legacies of dispossession and systemic racism that are part of our collective history, even as we also affirm and celebrate the many legacies that inspire us. We are here to celebrate, to reflect, and support one another. It is good to be together. At the entrance to the Great Hall, you will find a soul work table with different ways to use your hands for spiritual practice during the service. The worship committee is hosting a social hour in the basement immediately following the service, where you can help create a welcoming work of art for our gallery wall and learn more about our religious education program.
And Dave Reutman has a quick announcement on behalf of the USNF The Vote. If you are someone who is interested in writing out postcards for Virginia, Dave has the packets. We are mad postcarders here, so if you want to help with that, you can just find Dave after the service.
Thanks, Janet. There will be a special congregational meeting at 11:15 following social hour to discuss and vote on the proposal to invest in heat pumps to replace our existing gas furnaces and launch a capital campaign to fund the project. Everyone is welcome. Members who have signed the membership book are eligible to vote. And now we will begin our service.
Come in and find welcome. If your shoes have crossed this threshold 1,000 times, or if today is your very first time, come in and find welcome. If you're full of hope and joy or carrying sorrows, whoever you are and however the Spirit leads you, come in and find welcome.
Please rise as you're able and join us in reading our chalice lighting, which you'll see here. Every one of us can bring blessings. Every one of us can bring light. Every one of us can bring love. We light our chalice in gratitude for this community and for the blessings each one brings.
Now, please remain standing and we'll sing our opening hymn, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. It's number 361 and the words are on the screen.
Good morning, everybody. I'm just here to introduce myself. My name's Eden, or Autumn. I'm the new youth group and young adult coordinator, and I'm pleased to be here. I'm going to be here after the service, of course. If anybody wants to meet and greet, I can introduce myself a little bit more and we can get to know each other. For any parents of any youth group, I sent an email out this morning. If you didn't get it, come to me and I'll add your email to the list. And otherwise, in the service of the length of this service, hope everybody has a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Eden, and welcome. I'm Jessica Harwood. I'm the Director of Faith Development and Community Engagement here, and we've got a story for you. Once upon a time, in a place either nearby or far away, in a time much like the present, two friends found themselves lost, thirsty, hungry, and tired. And here they come. They enjoyed each other's company and gave each other courage with songs, stories, and laughter. Eventually, they came to a town. They looked at each other with excitement, hoping to find something warm and nourishing to eat and a place to stay for the night. But there didn't seem to be anybody around. It turned out that the people in the town had become suspicious of strangers. There'd been some disagreements long ago, and they'd stopped trusting each other. Not only that, but it had been a hard year. It was hot, lots of rain, and most people were staying home with the air conditioner blaring, staring at their screens. Of course, our wandering friends didn't know any of this. And they went to check on the people in this village to see if anybody might have some food or a place to stay. And they knocked on the first door they came to. No one answered. They kept knocking until someone finally cracked the door and muttered, "What do you want?" I think you're over at that door, friends. The friends explained, "We've been traveling and we're cold and hungry. We're hoping you might share some food with us and even a place to spend the night." The people shook their head and slammed the door. The friends nodded to each other and said, "We understand. They must be having a really hard time." So they continued knocking, and at the next house, no one answered, even though they could see that the lights were on upstairs, and they thought they heard a screen or a television or something. So they went on to the next the next door. And again, the person didn't open the door, and they had their cell phone out as they finally cracked it, and they didn't look up. So once again, they went to the next door, and the person told them they don't talk to strangers, especially not people who look like them. And they tried another door. The person said, "We don't want any," and slammed the door. The friends had tried to empathize, but at this point, they were beginning to feel lonely and sad. They went back to the park, where they realized just how hungry and tired they were. It was time for them to make a plan.
Now, it's time for everyone to greet each other. You are invited to stand up. Say hello first to everyone on Zoom. Hello, everybody on Zoom. Oh my goodness, we have 40 people on Zoom, 40 screens. So welcome everyone on Zoom, welcome everyone here. And now say hello and welcome your neighbor. Hello, everyone on Zoom. Let me change my view so I can see you. Who's there? Hello, Peggy. Good to see you again. Hey, Ed. Hey, Lou. Gail and John. Nice to see you. Jai and Elizabeth. Nice to see you. Hi, Fran. Hi, Claire. Hi, Rebecca. Oh, good. Hi, Chris. Nice to see you. And somebody has rabbit ears on. Yay! Hi, Lori. Hope it's going well. Bill, Harriet, whoever else is there. Hey, Steph. Marianne, it's good to see you from the Cape. Essie, hello. Sally. Oh, there's the rest of the Nova Scotia crew. Harriet, Joan, Christine. Hi, Steve. Hi, Teresa. Great to see you all. Who else do I have? Oh my goodness. Nikki, nice to see you. Libby Lanoy family. Hi, Tina. Great to see you. Larry. Hello, Mr. Hayes. Linda, Chris, Kathy, good to see you. Laura, Dave Lash. What a crowd. Hi, Kit. Wonderful to have you here. And the hall is full, so we have a very full house. And now we have a social justice minute brought to you by the miracles of technology and Harriet Diamond.
Hi, I'm Harriet Diamond, a member of the Climate Action Group. In our summer service on the climate, Ian Barnhart, one of our youth group, spoke about his growing awareness of the climate crisis during his young life. He said that temperatures will increase year after year throughout his lifetime, and he told how he was sad even as a little boy when he realized this. The unfairness of the climate crisis stuns us. The young, the poor, and Black and brown people will be the most affected. The average American emits 30 times more CO2 than the average Bangladeshi or African. Per capita, we emit 15 times more CO2 than the average Indonesian or Indian emits. This one is on us. We are literally and actively depriving these people of their futures. The mandate is clear. We must act now. The good news is that we can. And now it all comes down to heat pumps, politics, and activism. Heat pumps may not seem like a saving the world sort of thing, but it's how we can make our conviction real. It's how we can begin to align ourselves with the rest of our species in a radically fairer way and save ourselves in the process. The Unitarian Society can enter its 3rd century in a fossil fuel-free house of worship, and we can authentically raise our voice for social justice and climate action.
When Harriet speaks, we listen. For those of you who are new or not aware, we are having a meeting after the service where members will vote on a proposal to replace all of our gas furnaces with heat pumps and to expend the money to do that and then initiate a capital campaign to pay ourselves back. So that's happening at around 11:15 after the service. Anyone who's interested is welcome to come, but and if you're a member, you get to vote. Every week in our service, we take an offering. We take it both in person and online. And what we collect supports the work of our society, and the other half of it is shared with organizations in the wider world, in the community. And what we do is twice a year, we choose those organizations. The Coordinating Council, which is a group of representatives from all the different teams and committees, will meet next month, first Monday in October, to choose the organizations for this coming year, first half of this coming year. So if you have an organization that you're passionate about and you want to share that with us, please do. You can send that to council@uunorthampton.org, or you can send it to office@uunorthampton.org, and your suggestion will be received. And now this morning's offering will be gratefully received and generously given.
invite you to pause and notice your breath as it flows in and out. I invite you to focus your attention here on this moment, in this place, and on the community that surrounds you. We can easily feel alone and isolated, different from others and closed off. In this moment, in this place, remember that you are not alone. No matter who you are, where you come from, how old or young you are, or what has led you to this place, you are welcome. We welcome your different experiences, your different passions, and all the things that make you who you are, all the things you know and wonder about. Let us spend a moment here in silence, appreciating our diversity and all that binds us together.
Where are our friends? There they are. So you remember, they were hungry and tired. So, believe it or not, the shorter one had a camp stove in her pack. So, they decided to set it up. It was an expandable camp stove. And then they started to sing. And one of the songs that they sang was called Where You Go, I Will Go. So Ellen and the choir members, and some of you were at Arcadia, we sang it there. If you know it, sing it. Sing it through twice. So start in, let's follow Ellen, or do you want to follow me? Whatever. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. they sang this song happily together, and the townspeople who lived around the park could not help but notice how beautiful and welcoming that song was. Some of them even turned off their devices, cracked their windows to listen. You can do that if you want. Turn your devices off. Nobody came out, though. The friends then very loudly announced, loudly announced, "We're making stone soup!" And from the safety of their homes, the people wondered, what is going on? One person, one brave person, was curious and came to investigate. Oh, could have predicted that. The friends explained that they would happily share what they were doing. They just needed a pot and some water and an apron, maybe. The neighbor said, "I think somebody must have those things." And they went to find them. Apron, pot. Oh. Julie, can you be a neighbor and bring the pot, please? Thank you. Oh, look, another Julie. We have one Julie with a pot and one Julie with an apron. We're all set. You're ready to go. The neighbor said, oh, I read that part. One of the friends put on the apron, and then they said, "And now for the special ingredient, this fabulous stone." And into the pot it went. They said, "Soon we'll have a feast." They stirred, and then they dipped in the spoon to taste. They shared the taste, and one said loudly, "This soup is great so far. It's yummy." "Yeah," said the other, "but some people might say it needs a little salt and pepper." Could anybody spare some salt and pepper? Somebody out there has salt and pepper. I know you do. Oh, look. There's some salt and pepper. They came over, they eagerly donated it to the soup. The friends tasted again. Wow, this stone makes an amazing soup. It's even better with salt and pepper. Although perhaps a few carrots would make it even more delicious. Does somebody have carrots? Oh no, Julie again. And this time the person stayed, the pot person stayed to watch what was going to happen. Then one of the friends said, "It should also have some onions and maybe some cabbage." What's the point of dreaming of ingredients, though, that we don't have? But somebody happened to find some onions, and somebody had a wilted cabbage leaf from the back of their refrigerator. They tasted it again. Oh, first it has to go in the soup. Then they were really on a roll. They tasted it again and they said loudly, "This soup is scrumptious. Although I suppose potatoes, maybe some butter would improve the flavor, maybe some rice or some leeks, some herbs." Don't be shy, neighbors. Now you're really curious and you're going to stick around to see what happens. So all these neighbors came and they stuck around. They put the ingredients in the pot. Oh, there's Nylena. Hi, Nylena. And with that, many people came carrying ingredients for soup. Anybody else have some ingredients, imaginary or otherwise? This is a shy bunch. But now the soup was ready. One of the friends said, "Thank you all for helping to make this wonderful soup. Please come, gather round. Bring your bowls, your beverages, some crusty breads." And the neighbors came. They came. The neighbors came. The neighbors came. And they had delicious soup. They lined up, they talked to each other. They said, "Oh, I haven't seen you in so long. Wow, we should do this more often. This is the first time I've And then they all walked home singing. And let's stand and sing with Oh, be good. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go. Be good. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. Your divine, my divine. Let's sing Where You Go, Children. Thank you. You can return and be seated.
So I have to be honest about the stone soup story. I don't love it. I don't like the fact that the friends have to trick the villagers, even though I know how hard it can actually be to open our doors to other people. Laura, I can. But actually watching everybody get involved in that story helped me feel better. And I don't know if anybody else saw this story of what happened in Brooklyn this summer, where 3 friends decided to make a potato leek soup and invited anybody who wanted to a park to eat it. And what happened was, for 60 consecutive days, they had a perpetual soup, and new people would come and bring new ingredients, and it evolved into many different soups over those 60 days. And there were nights where 100 people would come and share this soup. And it just continued for those 60 days. Josefina Ramirez, a native of the Dominican Republic who lives in that neighborhood where the perpetual soup was made, she saw what was happening and she said, "The way I see this, it's like we can change the world if we want." Janet and I were talking about it, and we were imagining how the soup would change to reflect the different cultures of the people and what's available and ripe at different times. And Janet had the idea that the stove could become carbon neutral if they switched to an electric stove and got solar panels. And just thinking about how the relationships in Brooklyn or in our fictitious village here, those relationships would be repaired and new creative projects and collaborations would be formed. As we embark on this new year together, I'm guessing that we all have ways that we've closed our doors and don't respond to the knocking. What's on your mind? Some of us might be nervous about the start of a new school year or trying new things. Some of us are worried about our health or the health of people we love. I think a lot of us are anxious about the future of our country, our climate, and so much more. We want you to know that all parts of you are welcome here. The fears, the joys, the anxieties, the curiosities, and that each of us holds one of these secret special ingredients that our soup needs. We're here in this place where we get to make the soup together, a perpetual stew of our gifts, no matter how small or wilted, and our love. All that you bring helps to make our soup. May our soup sustain us through this year, both within these walls and beyond.
Thank you to everyone who joined in helping to tell the story and sing the song. That song is written by Shoshana Jedwab, and it's kind of going around in UU circles. And I emailed her a couple weeks ago to ask her if we could have permission to use it in our worship services and to broadcast. And she was very sweet and said, yes, of course. And I sent her a donation in thanks. So we can use it, we can sing it whenever we want. This morning, we join Unitarian Universalist congregations all over the continent in the tradition of mingling of the waters. And some people bring water from places that are meaningful to them, and they put a splash of that water into the communal bowl. We also provide the water from the taps here at the Society. So we put them in different pitchers to represent and celebrate our many perspectives, our gifts, our passions, and then we pour them into a communal bowl to symbolize, kind of like the soup, how the parts make a whole. It's a ceremony of welcome, a celebration of coming together again after a time when many have been away. So as Ellen plays for us, we invite you to please come forward, choose a pitcher from which to pour a little water into our communal bowl, or add a few drops of the water that some of you have brought. This That water in our common bowl came from different vessels, different sources, symbolizing our coming together. Our common humanity, our celebration of community as we begin a new year together. May the love of community and our cherished values and principles inspire, challenge, comfort, and sustain us in the year ahead. And may each of us know that we are welcome and valued here. Thank you for coming this morning. It's been wonderful to have so many people in the hall and so many people together online and in the hall. The worship committee is hosting a social time downstairs with some refreshments, and we'll regather here in the Great Hall at 11:15 for the special congregational meeting to hear about and vote on funding for the decarbonization project that Harriet spoke so eloquently about in our social justice minute earlier. So as I said before, everyone is welcome to attend that meeting. Members who have signed our membership book can vote. And the Zoom meeting is going to stay open, yes? Yes. So that any members on Zoom will be able to participate online, and you can vote online. Our final hymn this morning is number 1007. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me I'm somebody. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing. And feel free to harmonize on this one too. Each one of us is somebody. Each one is welcome. When you go, may you go with hope for new beginnings and go in peace.
Let me be a light that shines on you. Let me be a stream that flows through you. Let me be be a love that grows in you. Let me be. Let me be a storm that spins in you. Let me be a bird that wings through you. Let me be a bell that rings for you. Let me be, let me be. Let me be an arm encircling you. Let me be an earth blooming you. Let me be a sky inviting you. Let me be. You can be a light that shines on me. You can be a stream that flows through me. You can be a love that grows in me. You can be